I think Foxtails versus Cats might be the way to go. Sorry, it's a little rushed. I don't have the perfect lead up here for map 1, but we'll settle into the groove. Don't you worry. I did not see who banned what. I saw we're starting on Somoa. Okay, so Foxtails banned the Farah. I think we are starting on opposite sides. Yeah, we're starting opposite sides. Let me fix that for you. Let's get to this copyright-free music down. Let's get set up here. Get loaded for map 1. We're heading to Samoa. Bans aren't fixed yet. I'll get them fixed as soon as we get in. Okay, Foxtails banded out the Farah. That means, of course, that the Kiriko ban coming from Wizard Cats. Wait, are we on? Okay, we did swap sides. Boom. Boom. All right, let's get into it. Let's get some playoffs. Wait, there's supposed to be a Curie ban. Why didn't that update? My bands? That's wild. Why aren't the bands updating? Okay, that's a little weird. That's scary. There they go. Yeah, it just took him a second to catch up. Okay, we're good. We're good. Yeah, it just was that OBS acting strange. Sorry. First fight going over to the Foxtails here. Apologies. Like, you know, just that kind of had a late swap here, so we're still playing a little bit of catch up. But we'll lock it in. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Overclocked and the Cats really putting a lot of pressure on this far right-hand side to force everybody out. And you pick onto the Sojourner allows for a very quick recontest. Getting Boink here on the Maga. So, Maga getting a very heavy nerf recently with no longer giving damage reduction to teammates during that Cardiac Overdrive. As such, we have not seen Maga play nearly as much. Cardiac Overdrive popped here, saves Boink at less than 50 health. Still gonna need a little top off there from Ilrin in the corner. That does open up a moment for Mick and the rest of the Cats to move in, isolate Grommet, and just start whittling away here at the Agave Foxtails. It'll be a nice, clean fight. Cats will maintain control. All right, Boink had enough of that crazy Maga. I'm gonna go back on into this Junker Queen. I say back into. Gonna go into a Junker Queen. I like this a lot more. I mean, just with the nerfs to Maga, it doesn't have near the effectiveness keeping the teammates alive. Queen, you know, you bring some extra speed to the table at the very least to help with disengages and stuff. Elrin's able to fight a kill on it easy peasy with those torpedoes and a nice cleanup. Great retake here from the Foxtails. What a swap there out of Point. Working well, and I love the discipline to hold on to their ultimates in this process. Could have been very easy to pop an overclock in particular through that. As I just spilled green tea all over my shirt. Oh my goodness. Okay, I almost got the AJ. That was so close. And I doubt Mick is able to get that kill. If Easy Peasy is not able to get that sound barrier down. That was a dangerous move, a high-risk play out of Peasy. Lucky to land it. Even though I prefer felines to foxes. I mean, foxes are pretty cool. Foxes are pretty cool. 2-3 split. That auto could be vulnerable, especially to a Junker Queen shot. Yeah, here we go. Immediately. Yeah. KY and Boink immediately recognize the honest thing by themselves. Just shout on it. Now, you do lose one to the OC from Benny. But the rest of the cleanup is clean. And Foxtails will wrestle this point back. They do need to stay pretty flawless here. At 92%, I think one team fight will give this over. I mean, maybe if it's just like you get one pick, and then a very quick disengage and re-engage out of Foxtails, you might get 2 fights out of it. But otherwise, I think Foxtails just need to be perfect here. 99% towards the Rampage. Boink looking to return the purple that Zuero just dished out. blade will not land in the backline, but a good dive in from KY, combined with Gromit. A couple of kills are going to land. Boink does throw in the Rampage, picking up 2, including Peasy. Peasy and Overclock trying to get away. Managed to get out barely. And this could quite easily be the final fight of Beach. PZ with a significant sound barrier advantage if they can get it online. Hey, you know what? A nano boost. They're going to get the kill. The nano. The boostio. The kill on the KY. 93% on the board. 93% towards the sound barrier. It looks like Cats have Foxtails kind of contained to the outside. Sound barrier will hit everybody. We're in a perfect position to stay out of the fight. And the coconuts fall here for the Wizard Cats. Oh, I forgot to give y'all Preds. Here, y'all want some Preds? You can have some light Preds. Why not? Why the hell not? Oh, I need to change the stream title too, don't I? And I'm going to do the Preds in the order that they started in, not the order they are currently at the top of your screen. Just so you know. So it stays consistent. I'm going to give you 1 minute on Preds since we're already late. I'm sorry. So I guess me warning you about the Preds, since they're only going to get a minute on Preds, is kind of useless. You won't hear this until a minute after the Preds have closed. But hey, you know, it is what it is. Orisa from Overclocked. Alongside the Mick Venture. Oh, Venture's just so fun. We're getting so much value recently. Been seeing Venture in the meta more and more, which provides so much burst damage, you know, on top of the mobility. Wonderful cooldowns. It's like the mobility and a bit of the flanking of Genji combined with the burst damage of like Echo and then some displacement of Lucio. It gets so much done with a good Venture. Because he kind of forcing everybody down low, but Benevolence is the one that gets caught. The drill dash forces Lucio out. Maybe even forcing them to safety. Mick is going to get overran on the point. And though first cap does go to the Cats, and they managed to sneak 25% out of a losing fight, which is amazing. They do end up losing the fight in the end. Fortunately, it wasn't too much green tea, Wolf. It was just like I went to take a sip and... to be fair, it's actually like not cheap green tea. I mean, you know, for tea. Tea is generally pretty cheap across the board. But as far as tea goes, that is not the cheapest tea either to be spilling. Oh! The Emerge catches KY in the corner. Tried to leap out. Salmer to try to swing this 4v5. Elvin was so low. The timing on that could not have been any better. Mick looking to pursue a low health Boink off in the corner. Does get a little bit extra damage with the Emerge, but the heals come through. Speed ring now up. Whoa, that was a couple of boops off the side. Then you get 2 players end up boiling in the lava, giving a thumbs up Terminator style. Orbital Wraith tossed in here from Foxtail. Excuse me, here from actually both teams. The later one was from the Cats though, but the winner of the fight will be the Foxtails. Rotation out of Cats. We kind of do have the Cats versus the Foxes, don't we? I don't know what. All of this and the animal puns are just now fully sinking in as to the extent of their application here. Mick once again light of the fade with that Venture. That Venture's just been felt so impactful here throughout. The fight wins for Wizard Cats. Does get taken down, but Mick will return with the Tectonic Shock. Just a cage fight online for the returning Foxtails. A Serval. I don't know how familiar. I don't know that I'm that familiar with a Serval. There's the tectonic. Catch a grommet just as they fall out of the sky from the sliding jump. Able to put a couple of shock waves through, put them in spawn. That was serendipitous going through that window, wasn't it? Should have left it there. KYIDK. KY. Comes through that window. Like, I should have just left the camera there. That was kind of cool. Oh, Betty! Betty fighting first blood up towards the reactor. Big Bowden lands on the Boink, means that Cardiac is just not going to catch you up enough. Not able to stay on top of the health pool. And we're going to cross the 80% mark. Both teams on the board. Spilling Rich G. Super Rich would hate that. Oh, Super Rich. Would go. Spear lands. That spear interrupted the overrun. And nobody makes it onto the point. I thought for sure we were going to get one final fight here. You had the Lucio going in, the overrun headed towards, but the Javelin, the Energy Javelin, catches the Maga just before the invulnerability sets in. Not really the anti-CC invulnerability. Not total God mode, but... Whoa, I mean, split-second timing on that. Siori, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you being here. All right, let's go get that point on the board for Cats. It is, of course, Foxtails pick. Here in playoffs for Expert, we have swapped over to where everything is emulating OWCS now. It is full loser pick down the board. Hero picks are done map to map as well, and no repeats of hero bans. So that's pretty cool. We're going to continue with the Cats on the right-hand side. I believe they got choice on that heading in Suravasa. Okay, so Foxtails picking Suravasa. I mean, just leads to mean they're wanting to keep Boink into that Junker, the JQ. This is a supreme Junker Queen map. One of the best. Now, does that leave them vulnerable? Are they advertising their plan too much here? And leave themselves vulnerable? Oh, wow. That's a small Overwatch world. So, Lemon, the coach of the Cats, played in CGL 5 or 6 years ago, and that's where I got my start. Okay, so we saw the Ana ban from Foxtails. That invite is to the Spark Jurassic game, so we don't want to join that one. That should be us. Okay, so we said it was an Ana ban from Foxtails. Maga ban. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Okay, so I'm surprised they actually go for the Maga ban instead of the JQ ban, to be honest. All right, thank you, Copyright for the music, but we got some fantastic Suravasa music and a fantastic map of Suravasa to get into. Let's get into map 2. Oh, Gambas. Gambas. I will make the one person who voted for Foxtails lose their points. You get a redo. You get a redo. I won't always be so nice, but you get a redo this time. It was a late submit anyway. We are going to get the JQ out of Boink, coming in through main. Stair side approach out of Manoa and the rest of the cats going into a Ramatra. Kind of fun to go into Ramatra and play at range, but they do immediately just take this stairwell side. Both DPS from Foxtails trying to push in low, but they get caught out with Megan able to just back up. Nick's put so much damage into both KY and Gromit, and the flank there from Foxtails shut down. Denied almost immediately. If you think about it, cats are kind of a duck. Ooh. I mean, okay. I appreciate your imagination. Are cats like, are ducks land, sea cats? Wait. Yeah, ducks are sea cats? Cats that float. Owen leading the way as far as ult charge, kind of keeping Agave Foxtails in this macro after that losing fight. He's gonna get this rush on sooner than later to blink out top of Gromit. Oh, but KY gets caught again, trying to move in, trying to get too much done. Goes in too deep. Boink's gonna get just annihilated. All guns pointed at the tank. Another fight win here out of the cats. Cats are purring right now. Like a... Oh! As I say that. Poor Mick. These cats are still purring like a classic American sports car. Sorry, I just watched Ford versus Ferrari recently. Great movie. God, that GT40 purrs. Anyway. Oh, nice knife. Good follow-up. Wonderful teamwork there out of Foxtails. Find some out-of-position cats. Give them the advantage as they move over to Temple. Yeah, sure. I mean, it's as much for me just to make sure I'm staying in the habit of doing it. Because I think, you know, as the stream gets more and more popular, it'll become more of a rhythm and people enjoy it more and more important. But, you know, when we're still here in like the, you know, averaging like 50 range, now's a good time for me to get in the habit. You know, if I forget, or nobody prints or whatever, like not a big deal. It's just get me in that rhythm. KY dashing through here on the back of double support ults being used. Blade in the pocket, but now they're down a player. KY, a beautiful dash up top does equalize, but it's just Boink. No, sorry, it was just Pokey Mini-Me left. It was a bloody fight. And important that trades came through for Foxtails, because it means that cats weren't able to push up and hold that choke. This choke can be so nasty to get through. You can be forced to spin the Rampage or the Blade to even get through that, and then, you know, a quick disengage with a Speed Ring. You have nothing left to take the point. As it stands, Boink with an opportunity to try to Rampage in, but needs to, now is not their turn. It is 100% the Cats' turn, and they are taking full advantage. They're going to score big. Mick coming up with all three of the final blows there in that engagement. Isolate Elrin on the outside. Who was chasing that? Was that Benny chasing that? I do love the duck emote. I think that just makes for such a good emote. Oh my god, that's enormous. Mick tried to turn it around. Not going to happen. The Rampage hit 4. That was absolutely gargantuan. That was cool tech. I gotta remember that. Start the Carnage swing before you hit the retract on the knife. Very, very good timing there. Great finish from KY. I mean, all around, great fight from Foxtails. They did lose one, I think, in the barrage. Yes. You can see Pokey Mini-Me making their way back into the fight now. So with that, I mean, kind of a similar story. It keeps Foxtails just back and holding objective. They're not going to push up, hold the choke. I feel like this playing from that side isn't as strong of a chokehold anyway. Oh, Gromit, what a flank. Big skull, a lot of benevolence. Elrin takes out one, but is low. You do have Manoa fighting a couple with the Annihilation, but they're literally the only player left. It is a 2v1? No, it's a 3v1. You got both DPS and the Lucio here. Manoa ends up in the drink. That'll get the point over. The touch is late there for Peasy. So close, yet so far. We're locked up here on Suravasa. Once again, we're seeing some wonderful discipline here out of the Foxtails. I think it could have been very tempting to invest a sound barrier or, Kitsune rush into that fight. They hold on to 3 ultimates using just that big rampage. Headed up to the Deadeye. Ooh, Betty's able to get the skull up before KY can get the kill. And so you end up trading both of those. Taking the blade out of the fight. I mean, I think a favorable trade for the Cats. Kitsune and Rush now invested into this 4v4. Orbital comes out from Wizard Cats. Trying to catch somebody in the corner. Mick does. Beautiful direct in. Sound barrier's late in a 3v5, but it's going to enable Boink to at least even up the player odds. A very low PZ saved as Benny returns. Benny's going to come back into the fight and take down Gromit as well. Shots up top, which is going to hit KY, and a good finish on the Pokemon enemy. The return of Benevolence is strong, and the flip at the point here for the Cats. Hey, you know what, though? 46% on the board for Agave Foxtails, and what turns out to be a losing fight. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. They do spin heavily in that one, though. Manoa's got almost got another Annihilation. Used it at the closing of the previous point, if memory serves. That's a Gromit Deadeye dropping down. Little Lucio speed. Trying to find somebody poking out. Got some damage in, but not enough to find any kills. Mika's 1 and is going to get taken down to the back line. Once again, we're going to get a trade. Oh, nasty point blank shot on a Biddy. Even able to get some of that bleed damage. Remember, that melee from the Junker Queen does a bit more than with any other hero. You do have that bleed damage, a little extra heals. Eventually, I mean, especially on a Lucio, that means the Lucio's not getting that slow tick healing up. Ends up being easy pickings when it's all said and done. Great fight there out of Foxtails. This will tie us up in percentage. That's a great shot of the tree. Thank you, Jeff. I see 4 players. Where's the Pharah? Pharah trying to loop in. Oh! Got saved by that sound barrier. Point blank shot on a Boink with the barrage. That was a clean little move. Crisp. Crispy, crispy. Using the pull of the concussion blast to secure kills on the Gromit and Elrin. Mick get it done with the barrage. Don't really need much else. And with a flip at 90%, unlikely to get a touch in from the Foxtails. I was trying to go through the window and I missed it. Looking at dueling Kitsune rushes, but this sound barrier could be a huge difference. Now, if Benny's able to get an opening pick, might just, completely cheat the ult advantage on the other side, but no such luck. With the shield up, Gromit is the one who comes out on top there. Kitsune rush in from Elrin. Pokemon enemy able to hold on to that sound barrier. We're actually going to get Zero investing very, very down and late in the fight. KY with 3. We continue to go back and forth here on Suravasa. Flashpoints will really grown on me. Well, I gotta say, I've got particularly this map, and I actually don't dislike New Junk City near as much as I used to. But I'm very anxious to see another Flashpoint map. Oh, that beat is late. The blade is canceled. Pokemon enemy's able to pick up Mick out of the sky, but you've got an Annihilation in play. Able to survive through the rampage. Benny even getting topped up as the purple fades. Falling back on the point. Zero's gonna finish off Gromit. And despite a massive ult investment from the Foxtails, they're not able to stay on top here. Even the big rampage, not going to get it done. Nope. Whoa, that headshot gonna send Gromit back for a bit. Gromit's been spectacular with these Deadeyes, I will say. Gotten the better of Benny with him a couple times today. Cover with the deflect to escort the rest of the team towards the point. Amp speed on the right-hand side, and Benny's not able to get down the stairs. Stays at the top there a little too long. Boy converges in from the opposite side, but the barrage up top is enormous. Just deleted Boy in the blink of an eye. Mick is gonna get another one here. Gromit not able to find anything this time around, and Mick comes up with a third. Mono will finish off the remaining two, and that might just be the map. Cat's at 93%. There's like 3 seconds. Can we get a touch out of the Doomfist? Has to put the block up. Won't make it in time. And the Cats move up to 2-0 in the series. All right. All right, we're kind of falling back into our rhythm now a little bit. We didn't look at stats from map 1. Let's say Benny, 8,000 points, but Gromit leading the DPS there at 10K. In fact, Gromit leading the lobby at 10K. Do we think that held? Do we think that held for round 2? I mean, I felt like Gromit and Foxtails were doing a lot of good work, especially, I mean, you know, Gromit in the Cassidy there for that second map. Oh, not quite. Mick on the far. You bet it was Mick on the far. Top damage actually going to Manoa, though. Top damage going to Manoa. Okay, we're going to get an Esperanca pick, this time out of Foxtails. I imagine now we get the Joker Queen ban. Oh, that's so good to hear, Maddie. I can't wait. See, I don't think Flash... No. I disagree. I'd have to disagree with you. I respectfully disagree with you, Ashura. I think it has the same problem of not enough maps. Sojourn ban is coming in from Foxtails here. I do agree, of course, that it has the same problem of not enough maps, and I can't wait for the next Flashpoint map. But I disagree that the mode feels unfinished. I think Flashpoint feels great. I think the timing on Flashpoint, once they added like the little extra speed boost coming out of spawn, I think that was like just that little bit of polish the game type needed to feel good. Where Clash to me still feels unfinished as a game type. Like it just needs more. I mean, it needs more than just a speed ring out of spawn too. I feel like Clash needs. I think the scoring system in Clash, honestly, I'm not a big fan of the scoring system in Clash. I think they could change how the point system works in Clash and make the game mode 10 times better. For real. Okay, so I said it was a Sojourn ban from Foxtails, so the Lucio ban from Cassie. Actually not going for the Junker Queen ban. Interesting. Hey, let's go, Ashura. What? Oh, I see what happened there. Okay, let's go bad. Soldier bad. Plock dead. Let's get it our third map of Esperanca. Can the Cats close it out here? The Cats are number 4 seed here, the anticipated winners. But, I mean, Foxtails were coming in 7th seed, not too far down. Certainly have a chance to punch up. They have kept these maps very, very close. It felt like every single flashpoint was a 99-99. Both control points on Lijiang were 99-99s. So, despite being down, this actually genuinely has been very close Overwatch from both of our teams. With no Lucio to go into the Lucio carry, looks like Boink is just going to opt into the Erase and not try to play the Brick Juno Maga style, with Maga, you know, being as nerfed as he is now. So, and I'm going to come up with the double flex support line of Ana Juno, actually, to try to keep this Orisa alive. Orisa just a good all-around tank, you know? I mean, not the strongest tank, but a good Orisa player can get so much value. Big nade! There it is! A huge energy jab to interrupt the flow of Manoa, coupled with a great nade out of Pokeminimi. And that is exactly the start that the Foxtails were hoping for. No, the speed at the spawn was definitely necessary, Ashura. 100%. I couldn't agree more on that. 100% was necessary. Like that was like, oh yeah. You know, like once they put that in, it's like, oh yeah, that feels good. That is exactly what we needed here. Nano Boost already online here. I mean, not the fastest Nano in the world, but is leading most others. Elrin goes down, so the Nano comes in and was just on a heels. The Ninja Jab catches the door, but you know what? The shots were good right in the face of Zuero. But there's no supports left standing here. It was a trade of backline successfully executed here from Wizard Cats. And despite losing their Juno, that will be the only casualty for the Cats in that fight. Oh, the horse just being put out to pasture. Letting her graze before they send her to the glue factory. Depressing. Didn't mind Clash, actually preferred it more than Flashpoint. Right on. That's cool. I mean, it just goes to show you just how much, you know, these different game types can speak to us differently. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Boy, with a wonderful hugger. Look at that. When a flank from KY, the rally is just going to be I think this is a futile attempt. Can they get the Mega? Oh, that's the Terra Surge. They actually get the Mega, but it won't matter with the ultimate thrown in. Meanwhile, yeah, I don't blame you for dropping the lull in chat on that one, easy peasy. That was funny. I did feel like Clash was every other map. I mean, even just in quick play. I gotta agree, like, it really did. It was like, all right, I'm gonna play Hybrid and Hanaoka. And then we're gonna play Lijiang and Anubis. You know, then we're gonna play Esperanca and Hanaoka. Then maybe some Dorado and Anubis. Energy jab, not quite able to save Elrin in time. And actually, there's enough damage out of Mixed Barrage to finish off Boink with the subsequent direct. Couple of good shots out of Pokeminimi. The shield comes down. McMahon was just begging for help. PC drops down to save them. You know, like I said, we always get by with a little help from our friends. By the way, I love how your cat's backline is kind of color matchy. Gives a nice team vibe. Benny Deadeye. Clash is having a scoring system change. There it is, Maddie. Yes. Oh, what a nade! Oh my god, that was an enormous nade. It really devalued the orbital, but unfortunately, it was a wonderful job from Manoa to hold the line while that was happening. So despite Pokeminimi, like, hitting 4 with the most enormous bio we've seen all series, there's no follow-up. Great job from Manoa. Gotta hand it to Manoa on that one. Really created a lot of space. Gave time for the backline to heal, recover from that. That could have been disastrous. Particularly with the Nano Blade online and ready to go. I hadn't seen that the scoring changes are confirmed. That's really cool, Manny. Good heads up. That's absolutely what it needs. I can go into it in a second. But anyway, great overrun. His Boink has made him swap back over into the Mog. And despite the changes, still very comfortable on this hero. But with an overrun up, excuse me, an annihilation that is, a lot of damage. And even the Mog's cardiac isn't enough to fend it away. The Nano Blade did come out, and KY's going to find Benevolence at the end of the fight. But, ooh, Mick gets killed by the deflect. Dash through with a purple onto Manoa, and KY with a heroic effort on the back of Esperanca, saving the series here for Foxtails. Spectacular. Seeing Anubis made me mad. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't my favorite Salt map. And I didn't mind Volskaya or Hanamura. I mean, Hanamura on B could be a bit of a slog. No lie. It could be a bit of a slog if your team doesn't know how to attack that high ground or didn't know how to attack that high ground. I didn't mind Volskaya. I always thought Volskaya was a great map. Never mind playing Volskaya. Honestly, I think 2CP would play a lot different in 5v5. Wouldn't be near as choke heavy. I don't think. It might be, actually. A lot more flank angles and stuff. You know, I'm thinking like Hanamura, a lot more like pushing in through window and all that would be a lot more effective. Overrun from Boink, greeted by a rally up top. And that was just a summoning circle of cats. They summoned the death of Boink. They summoned the demons to rise from the ground and pull the Foxtails down. Yes, cat-like, cute cat demons, by the way. Very cute. Watch for this flank on the outside. You got PZ here to back them up with the shield. Most likely an orbital thrown over the point. Could provide some distraction, but he's going to go ahead and pull the trigger on this first. It's going to initiate. An overrun from Boink does turn the head. Love it. What a move. Great heads-up play from Boink. The only option was to get behind, force Benny to turn around so the squishies weren't just easy pickings. And it's exactly what happens. The Deadeye gets nothing. The flank is shut down. Big heads-up play. Anubis was my most hated map in Overwatch 1, and seeing it every time in Overwatch 2 felt like a nightmare. Get it? Nightmare got their TTV emote? Wait, do they? I don't think it shows up in OBS. Okay, another good fight win here from the Cats. And once again, we get Agave Foxtails on the back foot, trying to protect their season. Poking Benny with a very aggressive angle, opting for some extra damage into this fight, and actually finds Benny with it. Boink with a cage fight, but doesn't have the health to pop it just yet. At least didn't until now. On the back of this Bob, here goes Boink. Oh, actually just, goes to hold hands with Bob. People hated Volskaya, but I loved it as due. I always loved Volskaya. I thought Volskaya had some wonderful dynamics as a map. Cage flied up, Benny played from the outside. Mick with the barrage could be trouble, but won't opt into it. Is going to let Manoa die and try to handle it themselves. Into the back line to see if they can trade out. No tank here for the Cats. And you still have Boink locking this down. Really need to clean up these supports quickly. Try to get this bot back to the center of the map, but they're having a hard time finding the last two elusive flyers. I said supports, but it was the Pharah and the Juno. But with that, I mean, you can see just how quickly... Okay, the Cats are kind of taking their time, waiting for those last two to get in. They were staged quite quickly, but decided to be patient. We've got 4 ultimates in this last fight scenario. 4 cats to close out the series. But first, you got to survive the Nano Blink. KY's already low and easy peasy. Oh, wow! 3 on it. Give me the ace. Oh, Blink stole it. I guess Gromit got the kill on a Mick, but wow, that was explosive. That's the kind of play that could absolutely wake up Foxtails and get them back into this. Now, do they have the ultimate? Problem is, there's still 4 ultimates here for cats to work with. They have enough tricks up their sleeve, enough rabbits in the hat for the Wizards to get it done. Benny's already taken down Gromit. No ult necessary. River's going to throw in the orbital. Oh, Mick was hovering way above, but still gets found out. Nevertheless, you've got double support ultimates on this point, and that's going to be enough to drive the Foxtails away. Ah! Heartbreaker for the Agave Foxtail fans out there, as we will have to say goodbye, but big GG's and congrats to the Wizard Cats as they'll move on to the lower bracket quarterfinals. Let's get them that 3rd point on the board. Of course, that blade. That blade was disgusting. That blade was so clean. That might be the play of the series. Like, imagine pick one highlight play of the series. I think that would be the play. That was so good. So good. All right. There you have it. In the books. Let's go take a look at some stats. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if KY comes away with, like, top damage or something in that one. Or even just most elims. Even though yeah, I mean, look at that. I mean, the damage was good. It wasn't quite top damage. It wasn't quite enough to take it away. Benny and Mick were just too good. But man, that was... Maybe it was recency bias, but KY does match him in elims. Look at that. I bet you it has a ton of final blows, too. Bet you has comparable final blows. Ends up with the exact same... Only has 6,000. Initially, I got these confused. I'm sorry. But it is 17-8. Final blows-wise, which is really what you expect from Genji. Genji, it's all about the final blows getting in the mix. Exact same kill-death ratio or elim-death ratio is Mick on the other side. Had a great series. A great showing for a final performance here in Season 4. You know, I mean, hats off to Foxtails. You know, we got it. We give you the salute. You put up a hell of a season. Oh, we'll finish top 12. We'll finish top 12. I know it's not quite what you were hoping for there, Foxtails, but still a respectable season. Nothing to be ashamed of on that one. GG's all around. Hey, huge congrats to the Cats. Continue to push forward. Cats will move on into I guess it's top 8 now. Cats will move on into top 8. Still a couple of one win. You know what? One win closer to making Master Division. One win closer to making Master Division. You're going to have all 4 of these teams and 2 of these teams eyeing these 2 coveted slots.